Hi, this is Barry J. McDonald here, and I'd like to welcome you to today's blog post over at writecom.com. And today is a bit of a personal one from me, and the topic is probably an unusual one. It's from Roger Moore to Michael Caine to me. And how this blog post came about was from Roger Moore's death back in May of 2017. And it was funny when I heard of his death, my mind went straight to Michael Caine. And the reason I went straight to Michael Caine was I had been listening to when I used to do night shifts and I used to stack shelves. A 10-hour shift was a long time to be doing something monotonous like that. So any way that I could keep my mind occupied for that time, the better it was for me. And I'd found that audiobooks and stuff like that was a great way of whiling away a couple of hours. And one night I was listening to Michael Caine. I'm a big fan of him as an actor, and I had got his autobiography. And the best part about the autobiography of his is that he actually narrated himself. So it's great hearing his life stories coming through, with his voice in it, and some of the funny stories. And it's a very, very funny and very witty autobiography, and I highly recommend, if you like Michael Caine, to check it out because it's well worth listening to. But from hearing of the news of Roger Moore, it brought me back to Michael Caine, and the reason it did was because that Michael Caine and Roger Moore and Michael Winner, the director, used to always go for like a regular meal every so often. It was like them coming together like these, talking about old times and, sharing, the movie war stories and stuff like that with each other. But they used to go for a big meal. But Michael Caine was just saying that, at one stage he really recognized that they were all getting older, and that, he was wondering how many more dinners had they left in them. And, with Michael Winner passing, it was just those meals kind of was reduced down to two. Then it was Roger Moore, and then it was Michael Caine. And I just thought it was a bit sad then when I heard of Roger Moore passing away. It just put me in mind of Michael Caine, not having anybody to go for those dinners with. And it brought back, the night I was actually listening to this autobiography. And one part of the autobiography was he was speaking about before he was actually famous. And, as most actors do, they go through the usual mill of menial jobs and trying to get anything they can just to keep them going, to bring some money in to supplement their acting until it takes off. And Michael Caine was just saying that at one stage he had played around with giving up the idea of acting, and whatever had happened, he got into a menial job anyway. And I'm not too sure exactly what it was. I don't know if it was carpentry or something like that or what it was, but the day he was working anyway, he was working along with this older gentleman, and as they were working along, the older gentleman said to him, what was he doing in a place like this, and did he have any dreams for himself? And Michael Caine turned around and he said, I'd always loved to be an actor. And, the man stepped back and he says, really? So, he says, why don't you go for it? And, he says, do you really want to be like in my position in 40 or 50 years from now, working in this job like I am? And he said that moment really inspired him to, to get back into giving acting in one more go, because he, pictured himself, if he didn't, get into acting, something like this, that position of being in a menial job, or in that particular job, that was where he'd seen himself. And that gentleman had steered him away from it because he had told him, he'd warned him, well, do you want to be like this? And from listening to that audiobook at the time, like I was stacking shelves, and, it brought it home to me so much, that I really want to be stacking shelves for the rest of my life. Was this what I wanted to do? Now, I'm not putting down anybody that has, jobs like that, because, at the end of the day, those jobs do feed your kids, they put a roof over your house, put a roof over your head, and, all those different things. And, you do need them until you become successful. But it just put me in mind, like Michael Caine, did I want to be doing this for the rest of my life? And it spurred me on then to, to really put my heart and soul into writing my kids' books and getting into fiction and doing all the things that I'm doing now. And it all came about from that Michael Caine biography. And that is why this, it's kind of come in a loop. It went from the story of Roger Moore's death, and it just led me to Michael Caine. And then from listening to Michael Caine, then, how that moment in his autobiography changed my life too. So Have a look at what you want to do with your life. Are you happy with where it's going at the moment, or do you need to pluck up a bit of courage, take a risk, do something then, to make a difference? Again, you're not going to put the people down that you work with or whatever, but is that the best that you can do with your life? Maybe you have a dream to be more, to do more, and to see more, or just to all those different things. Do you need to be in that position? Maybe you should, give writing a chance, start a blog, create a video course or whatever it is. But, if you feel that, that niggling little voice that you're saying that you could be doing more, why not listen to it? Why not take action on it today and, make a big difference in your life? Because you'll look back at it and you'll be so glad that you did. So my name's been Barry J. McDonald. This has been today's blog post over at writecom.com. Now, if you're interested in getting into self-publishing, or you're already in self-publishing and you'd like to sell more books, we have 2 great free reports at the moment. You can find them on the Writecom blog. One of them is how to sell more books, and another one is 10 ways to make money from writing. So if either of those reports really interest you, I highly recommend you drop by the blog and pick them up. So take care, and again, have a great day. Bye-bye.